Hey, first grade, happy Friday. So yesterday we worked on partitioning or cutting our shapes into different halves or different quarters or fourths. So today we are going to use that knowledge we have to compare the sizes of each piece of pizza or whatever it is you want to call it to use to compare it today. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get started on our PowerPoint on lesson 9 today. So today you're going to make sure you need to have template 159 to work on our fractions and being able to partition and talk about the size of each shape, okay? So our objective today is that I can partition shapes and identify halves and quarters of circles and rectangles. So we're going to be building on our knowledge from yesterday to be able to compare these shapes and partitioning them. So you have two pieces right here of pizza or two whole pizzas and circles. I want you, partner A, to cut one of these into halves. So you're going to be able to do both of them on your own because we don't have partners right now. And then you're going to cut the second pizza into, using two lines, you're going to cut your pizzas into quarters. So I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to cut into one pizza into halves and the other pizza into quarters. Alrighty, so this is what they should look like. So partner A, we're gonna go ahead on this one piece of pizza and the first one that has halves. What we're gonna be doing is we're going to color in one slice of pizza that you have. So right here, I would color in this whole slice, yum. And over here, I'm gonna color in this whole slice because it is one, like they told me to. Okay, oopsies, a little crazy right there. So this is my one slice of each pizza. Now, think about it. Who has more pieces? Who has more slices? Right, so this red one, or the partner B one on here, has more slices. But now we colored in one slice of each. I want you to think, but who has bigger pieces? So partner A has bigger pieces. If you're really, really, really hungry, you're gonna wanna say, hey, partner A, can I have a piece of your pizza? Because we only cut it once and we cut it into halves. So we got a bigger slice of pizza over there for you to eat. So the less pieces they are, the bigger the pieces they will be. So on partner B, it has 4 pieces of pizza because we cut it. There's more pieces, there's 4 of them, but they're smaller. So the more pieces, the smaller the slice. The less pieces, the bigger the slice because you cut them less. So we're going to move into looking at some of these. So I want you to help me. We're going to draw a line to cut this circle into 2 halves and color in 1 half, kind of like we just did. So I'm going to draw it, cut it one line to cut it into halves. I made sure I went through that center piece so that I have them equal. Now I want to partition or draw a line to cut this circle into fourths and color in 1/4. So partition through the middle, color in 1/4 or 1/4 of this pizza. All right. So do you want 1/2 of a pizza or would you want 1/4 of a pizza? I want you to think about it and talk about it and say out loud, would you want the half or a quarter if you're really, really hungry? Right. If you're really hungry, you're gonna want a half of a pizza because a half is a lot larger than 1/4 of the pizza. To get 1/4 of the pizza, you have to cut the 2 halves of the pizza again, right? So we started with halves on this one, and then we had to cut it again And so that makes it smaller. The more pieces, the smaller they are. The less pieces, the bigger they are. Okay? So I want you to keep that in your brain, and we're going to try it again with a different shape. We are going to move into looking at rectangles. So I want us to try with rectangles, and I'm going to use paper to cut and compare, but I might actually just do it on the screen for you to see. So, which would be larger if I cut 1/2 of my piece of paper, or 1/4 of my piece of paper? So let's practice. So I see these fractions down here, 1 out of 2. So the bottom number means that I'm going to cut it, or I'm going to partition it into 2 pieces. So I'm going to partition this rectangle or this piece of paper into 2 pieces, but I want to color in one of them. So I colored in 1 because my top number told me that, but I cut it into 2 pieces because my bottom number told me I want 1 out of 2 pieces. So now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to cut my piece of paper into 4 because that's what my bottom number of my fraction tells me. The denominator tells me that, and I want it to be, oopsies, I'm going to try that again because that doesn't look very even. Right here. It's still not very even. I'm going to try it one more time. There we go. That's a little better. So I cut it into the 4 pieces that my denominator of my fraction told me. Now I'm going to color in 1 piece. So that is 1/4. This is 1/2 over here, and this is 1/4 over here. So which is larger, 1/2 of my piece of paper or 1/4 of my piece of paper? Think about it. Right, 1/2 is bigger. We only cut it once. So if you want a bigger piece of paper, you're gonna want the 1/2 because we only cut it once. So again, the bigger, the more pieces, the smaller they are, and the less pieces, the bigger they are. So my 1/2 only has 2 pieces, so they're gonna be bigger. The more pieces, the 4 pieces, means that they're gonna be smaller because we partitioned or drew more lines in it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at our, on your own, you have some of these shapes on your page 159. I want you to use that dot in the center. You're going to draw lines and color in 1/2 of the first shape, and then draw 2 lines and color in 1/4 or 1/4 of the second shape. And then I want you to be able to explain to someone if the 1/4 is smaller or the 1/2 is smaller every single time. So whether the 1/2 or the 1/4 is smaller. We need about a minute or so, and if you need more time, you can pause it to draw your 1/2 and 1/4 of each shape. All right, you've got 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw on each shape 1/2 and 1/4, and we're going to talk about them real quick. So right here, I have a 1/2, and then the second one is 1/4s or 4ths. I'm trying my best, just like you would have done. It's really hard on the computer. So I'm going to color in 1/2 here. I'll color in 1/4 here. I'm going to cut this one in half. I'll color in 1/2. Over here, I'm going to cut this into 1/4s. and I'll color in 1/4. And this square is over here. I'll color in, or I'll cut it in half, color in 1/2. I'm gonna cut this one into, oops, I'll try that again. That's really bad. There we go, that is better. I cut this one into 4ths. I'm gonna color in 1/4. I'm gonna cut this circle into 1/2, and then I'm gonna cut this circle into 4ths. Alrighty, make sure I color in 1/2 here and 1/4 or 1/4 over here. So if I look at these every single time, which one is larger? My 1/2 is always larger. Which one is smaller every single time? The 1/4 is smaller, or the 4th. So the more pieces, the smaller the parts. The less pieces, the bigger the parts. So I cut it into 2 pieces, they're going to be bigger. And when I cut it into 4 pieces, or your parts will be smaller. So I want you to keep that in your mind as we work through our problem set today, okay? So this is going to be your problem set this week that you're going to send a picture of to your teachers. So I will read them and I want you to complete it. And then if you need more time as I read it, pause it. You can listen to it again and send this picture to your teacher to be a part of the different activities for the week. So label the shaded part of each picture as 1/2 of the shape or 1/4 of the shape. So over here on part 1, you're going to go ahead and you're going to label it as 1/2, or you could write the word half. And for letter B, you would write, wait a minute, Ms. Schneider just made a big mistake because she didn't look at it. I did that wrong. This silly Ms. Schneider. Let me try this again. I know that when I cut it once, this is 1/2 parts. So I have 1/2 here, or I could write the word half. Then over here, I cut it into 4 pieces. So this is 4ths or 1/4s. So I'm going to write 4ths. Okay, so I have 4ths and halves. I want you to answer which shape has been cut into more equal parts. Which one has more parts? Next part says which shape has larger equal parts. So which shape has larger pieces? And then which shape has smaller pieces or parts? So for letter number 2, I want you to do the exact same thing, is to label 4ths and halves. Be able to tell which one has been cut into more parts, which one has larger parts, and which one has smaller parts. You can pause it to work on this. So, and then for number 3, I want you to circle the shape that has the larger shaded part. Which one has a larger shaded part? 1/2 of or 1/4 of the shape is larger. For 4, it is going to be your job to circle the phrase that would make the statement true. So 1/2 of the circle, I want you to draw it and color it. So partition the shape and color it. 1/2 of the circle, is it larger than, smaller than, or the same size as? 1/4 of a circle, I want you to partition this one and color in one of them. So those pictures are going to help you be able to complete this. And then do the same exact thing for 5 and 6. I want you to partition, color, and be able to read from left to right the comparison statement correctly. So make sure you complete this, get your fractions on a Friday, and go ahead and send this to your teachers to participate in the activities this week. Have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.